John, thanks for taking time and answering some questions for me. Sounds like overall you have a really good workers' comp program. You've been working with Dr. Smith for many years, and he's been able to provide you services locally with minimal disruptions to your daily workforce. In further investigation, you and I having a little discussion, there were a couple of things that you brought up that you believe may have been maybe more beneficial to you as time goes on. One was your lost time. Your lost time percentage is over 25%, and you feel that's a little bit high for the industry, and I tend to agree. And then two was the communication piece. Dr. Smith's practice tends to get a little bit busy, so you feel like you don't necessarily have the interaction you need sometimes to convey some information that may minimize that lost time. Well, the two things that you brought up are consistent with some of the research that we found in what a best-in-class program looks like. This tool that I have, that I promised you that I would bring for our meeting, is for you at the end of our meeting today. What Concentra set out to do was to really pull the standards of what employers look for in a top 10 must-have workers' comp program. Basically, the standards of what employers should be looking for when they're comparing their program to others. How we collected this information was we started off with a roundtable, 60 of them to be exact, throughout the country, with all our employers, and we asked them a series of questions to get a good understanding of what they look for in a provider. What we learned was that the answers were across the board. There was no consistent theme with the responses that we've heard. Some of the things you said today came up during the roundtables. Other things like communication and wait times also came up, but there was no clear messaging. So we took the data, reached out externally to organizations like the American College of Occupational Medicine, the American Medical Association, and Syracuse University, and took research they had, and then compiled it with internal research from our medical experts. With 300 plus centers, our medical depth is pretty strong, and we wanted the opinion of our medical teams to put input into our final tool. And that's when we came up with this 10 must-haves. And specific to you, we talked about that building physician relationship. That's exactly what employers are looking for. You should feel comfortable that your physician understands what you do in your workforce, as well as having them come in for a tour and developing a relationship with you. So when they see one of your employees, they understand what's going on. And then the other part we brought up was the lost time piece. You should understand what Dr. Smith's medical outcomes are. What's his average cost per case? Where is he going with his medicine? What's his philosophy behind it? And an idea of how many lost time cases he usually takes out compared to other manufacturers that he works with. The other 8 have to do with other aspects. One is the ability to have everything under one roof. Employees are getting busier, and it's harder for employees to bounce from facility to facility. So you mentioned Dr. Smith doesn't have X-ray. Having X-ray in one facility may make it convenient as injuries come up. And then we have all the way ranging down from communication to how the experience happens at a facility. I encourage you to take this information, review it at your leisure, and you'll keep this. What we did with this information was took these tools and now applied it to our centers. Now picture, we have 300 centers, and we're trying to make this as consistent as possible throughout the country and provide a tool, provide a resource for our clients. So we took the top 10 and focused on 4 key areas. Employer engagement, how you and I interact, how employers work with our clients. Patient engagement, what happens when one of your employees walks into a Concentra, whether it's here or in Washington, D.C. You have clear communication, which is the communication package we offer. And then you have quality medical outcomes, understanding our medical depth and our outcomes of what we do. Out of the 4 key strategies, what I want to focus on today is employer engagement. That will show you what Concentra has to offer and how we develop a relationship with our clients. And I think that will show you a little more of the relationship part that you're lacking in your current program. So here is the employer engagement sheet that I'll be reviewing.